If you like defense, this is going to be the game for you. We have Iowa State versus Tennessee, TJ Attenberger versus Rick Barnes. This should be a really fun, really physical matchup. I'm really excited about this because you have two defenses that have been absolutely great this year. And defense has been an absolute huge part, especially for Iowa State after losing to Joshua Jefferson. Sounds like he probably won't play in this game. He might be trying to come back for this game. I'm not 100% sure of what's going to happen, but this is an Iowa State team in their last game that went down to Kentucky early. This is an Iowa State team that was really truly starting to get their offense kind of figured out without Joshua Jefferson, a huge part of that offense. Obviously, Iowa State still has a couple really good guys that can score. Milan Mabanovic is one of those guys. He's been absolutely massive leading scorer for Iowa State. Shoots the three at about 39%. This is a team at Iowa State that struggled in the first half shooting the three and then really got hot in the second half. And Iowa State's going to get hot in this game. That's really going to make it a little bit more difficult for this Tennessee team to win. That's a big reason why it's a 4.5 point spread for Iowa State. I think is obviously the offensive capabilities. You also have Taman Lipsey as well. He was really good in the last game. He's been a huge part. He's been a kind of a guy that truly has to really step up, especially outside of Joshua Jefferson not playing in the last game and probably not playing this game for Iowa State. You also have to look at what Tennessee has. They have a guy in Ja'kobi Gillespie who was absolutely fantastic against Virginia in their last game. 21 points. He's been a huge part of that offense for Tennessee. You also have to mention, obviously, Nate Ament. Nate Ament has been the second leading scorer. He's been a big part of it. Really, really good again against Virginia. Those are the two guys that truly kind of get this offense going for Tennessee. And this is a Tennessee offense that doesn't shoot the ball extremely well. If you look at how they shoot it compared to Iowa State, Tennessee's about 33, 34%. Iowa State's about 38, 39%. I still think Iowa State's going to go through a little bit of a rough patch in this game because I do think Tennessee's a better defense than Iowa State against Kentucky. I think Tennessee's going to be a team that's going to be very physical. I think Akpara is going to be a guy down low that's going to make things difficult. He's obviously a guy that blocks a ton of shots. Obviously, Milicevic is really good at shooting outside. That's obviously going to play a little bit of a part of this game, but I think you have two teams that are really going to be kind of reliant on defense. I think if you look at overall which offense you trust more, I obviously think that Iowa State has more of an offense upside. Obviously, Joshua Jefferson was out last game, so they kind of got things a little bit figured out against Kentucky. But again, that Kentucky defense is nowhere close to what this Tennessee defense is going to be. What is Iowa State going to do on the boards? Is Iowa State going to be able to hit shots, especially from three early on? I think that's going to be another massive part, is which team's going to be able to shoot the ball more effectively in this one. You obviously have two coaches that have had a ton of success throughout their career as well. Rick Barnes has kind of been a little bit of a joke of like once you get into the NCAA tournament, he kind of falls a little bit short, but Tennessee's back in the Sweet 16, has a real opportunity to go to an Elite Eight with a Iowa State team that's not 100% healthy. You obviously have an Iowa State team that's coming off of a win against Kentucky where they dominated for the most part, especially in the second half. They won pretty convincingly, even though it was a game that looked like pretty early on. Maybe Kentucky had things going. Really, that defense started shutting down Kentucky for the most part. I do think that this is going to be a really difficult defense for Tennessee to score on. I think really the main key for Tennessee is one, hitting your shots, obviously, but two, Iowa State is really good at forcing turnovers. I think Tennessee's going to have to do a good job of protecting the ball. Ja'kobi Gillespie averages about 2 turnovers a game. Nate Ament averages about 2 turnovers a game. This is a team that averages almost 12 turnovers a game, which is going to be something that obviously Iowa State's going to try to take advantage of. We're going to see if Iowa State can continue to protect the ball because they really kind of struggled pretty early on. I just think this overall matchup between both of these teams, I think it's going to be a team that wants to be more physical. I think if you trust shooting, it's going to be an Iowa State win. If truly Tennessee can muck things up, I do think this is a game where maybe Tennessee can win this game. I think it's about Tennessee forcing Iowa State into, again, looking a little bit out of rhythm. I think if Iowa State gets in rhythm in this game and can score and they can hit shots, I think it'll be a long, long night for Tennessee in this one. But if there's any team in the country that can force Iowa State to get out of rhythm. I think Rick Barnes and this Tennessee team can. It just truly matters about what Iowa State looks like offensively. I think defensively they're going to be fine. I think it's one of those games that if it's a low scoring game, I think plays into Tennessee's favor. If it's a higher scoring game, I think that plays into Iowa State's favor. But I'm really, really excited, really, really interested to see how this goes. Really interested to see, obviously, who wins the rebound battle as well. Will Akpara be a big part of that? Will Iowa State be able to get on the offensive boards? Will Iowa State do a good job of keeping Tennessee off of the boards as well? There's a few things in here that I can definitely see could go Tennessee's way. There's a few things that absolutely could go Iowa State's way. Tennessee takes care of the ball. If they can own the offensive glass, if they can continue to be kind of dominant there, I think that's a real recipe for Tennessee. And then on the other end, if Iowa State forces turnovers, hit shots, if Momcilovic continues to play really, really well, hit shots, he's going to be a huge part of that offense. That's going to be a huge part of what Iowa State needs to do in this one. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think are the factors? Who do you think wins? I think Iowa State probably wins this game, 4.5-point favorites currently. I think especially with Joshua Jefferson, if he was playing this, I would feel a little bit more comfortable. But sounds like he'll probably be out, even though he's trying to come back. Don't necessarily know if that's a real possibility. If he plays anything at all, I think that really plays into Iowa State's favor. But yeah, like I said, let me know what your thoughts. Who do you think wins this game? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment as well, and make sure you return to the other episodes. Watch for the other episodes as well. Really appreciate all the support. Thanks again, and tune into the next one.